Hey guys, it's Nate with Sauce Ain't the Boss here, and today is day number 2 of me giving up alcohol forever. I wanted to talk about lifestyle changes after quitting alcohol. I think it's important that if you're somebody that has drank for a long period of time, maybe it's been years, decades in my case, to you have to change your lifestyle when you give up the alcohol, because if you just remove the alcohol out of your life, you still have the life of a drinker because it's something you've done for so long. So let's say you're somebody that got off work and you go down to the bar every day to socialize with your drinking buddies, and now you've removed the alcohol. Well, so you're sitting there drinking non-alcoholic drinks with drinkers in a bar. Or in my case, I drank at home a lot. So, I would come home every day at a certain time, crack open a beer, sit in my favorite chair, update my website for my business, and that was my jam. And so now I have to restructure things so I don't fall back to my old ways of drinking. For example, this morning I woke up and I got on the treadmill for the first time in a long time and went 3 miles on it. Set it to 12% incline and let her rip to or chip, and it was good. I felt pretty good on there. My blood pressure had spiked way high last night because it was actually the first evening yesterday that I gave up alcohol. But then this morning after I did that, it came back down. And so I actually slept pretty good and felt good waking up this morning. But yeah, lifestyle changes are a must, I think, when you give up something like alcohol that you've been doing so long. Not only will it remove temptations and cravings, doing the same things over and over again, but if you were living life as a drinker and all your friends are heavy drinkers, maybe they're not the best friends to have in your life right now. That's something to think about too, because I had friends that all we would do is got together was drink, and I hate to say it, but how are you really going to maintain that relationship if that's all you were drinking buddies, And maybe a kind of a startling thing to say, but it's really true in a lot of ways. The other thing I wanted to talk about is falling, trading one habit for another. So in other words, you've been drinking, you've given up the drink, and now all of a sudden you find yourself craving sugar. So you want to bust out the Twinkies, Ding Dongs, and Ho-Hos, but the reality with that, giving one habit for another, maybe you want to start the urge to smoke marijuana or, whatever you find yourself using as a new crutch, so to speak. The whole point of, I think, of this journey is to give up that stuff. It's to learn to have discipline and willpower and be a better person, at least it is for me. And I think that if you substitute one thing for another, maybe, Twinkies aren't as bad as alcohol, but I think in the long run, you're not really getting to the root and working on the real core of the problem for why you drank in the first place, because you're still looking to something else for an escape, so to speak. So I think it's real important to, watch yourself the first couple weeks, and that you're not finding yourself heavily gravitating towards something else that you're doing in place of alcohol that's maybe destructive or not good for you. Now, on the flip side of that, if it means eating a Twinkie or two or getting a Big Mac and not drinking alcohol, I would say that's probably a better route to go if that's what you have to do for you, and that may work for some people. But I know for me, I've always been kind of an all-in person, so the times in my life where I've gone the longest without alcohol has been the times where it was a complete lifestyle revamp, where I was eating healthy foods, giving up the alcohol, drinking more water, exercising, and that sort of thing. So something to think about for sure when you're doing this stuff. That look at your lifestyle, look at maybe other habits that you might be finding yourself gravitating towards, and kind of just evaluate that and see if it's something that should be there. So as far as day 2 here, surprisingly enough, I really haven't had cravings. I mean, I thought about alcohol a couple times today, but at this point, I'm so committed to this that when a thought pops into my head, I just immediately switch it off. And I think that that's what's important, because you can sit there and have a thought about alcohol and then you start pining after it. Oh man, it's my long lost buddy. I don't have it anymore. You start, I just don't think that that's productive. I think we need to let our spirit, what we want really in our heart, and what our bodies want is to not drink alcohol. Let that control your mind and learn to do that, because the mind is a powerful thing, and if you let it and you dwell on those thoughts that pop in there, you can't control these thoughts popping in. I've noticed, they just show up, but you can control continually thinking about them and dwelling on them. And so that's another pointer that I would say is, when that thought pops in there, immediately turn it off. Now you might have to get up and do something, because if you sit there in your chair and you start thinking about it more and more, and you can actually let a thought get out of control to where, here you are reaching for the drink again. So I really encourage you, if you find yourself in the situation where your mind's starting to spin and you're catching yourself, get up and go for a walk, do a little work around the house. I find myself sometimes, today we needed some grocery shopping done around here. I'll do it, hun, and went grocery shopping, took my son to his jiu-jitsu classes. And it's one of those things, I think, that the more you can keep yourself occupied, especially in the first couple weeks of this journey, to get through it to where you can distance yourself further from the drink, the better off you're going to be. So I don't want to make this video too long. I leave some comments below if you want them shorter, longer. I tend to ramble sometimes. So if you like these videos, you're getting any help from them, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Again, I'm going to be doing these every single day for at least a year is the goal here, so that when this is all said and done, anybody trying to quit drinking can see that it can be done, and the things I go through. And today was a good day. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, after 20 years of drinking. So get yourself in the right mindset, and remember, the sauce ain't the boss. You are. You guys have a great day.